Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. So I recently got a bunch of stuff in the mail and I thought, you know what, rather than just take a static photo, why don't I just show you guys all the different cool stuff that I've recently got in the mail. So you notice a bunch of themes here, but really this is going to be just a lot of random kind of stuff going on here. So let's start with just one of the basics. So first thing I got here is the Eternia minis, and you can see the shipping did not go great on this one. A little beat up, but this is He-Man and the Ground Ripper. So this is what I'd like to call sort of like a free shipping item, where you know, it's been in stock a bunch of stores for a while, and eventually I needed something, you know, to get to that free shipping. You know, especially at certain stores like Toys R Us, where you need $75. So you know, came the day where I was like, I need something, and there is the Ground Ripper there waiting for me. So I already have the Roton. The Skeletor that's like this, so now I have the Ground Ripper as well. And I could do a whole video about the Eternia minis, but it's cool that we got some vehicles for that line. So that's the first thing I got here. Next, let's jump in and take a look at a couple of these figures. Now, initially I wasn't gonna get these ones. You know, these are by NECA. You'll see here that we got Doc Brown. Let me just show you what he looks like. There he is. Initially, you know, I wasn't going to get these ones, but I kept seeing the Doc Brown figure all over the place, and the surprised look on his face there, that is awesome. But then I thought, you know, it'd make a really awesome display piece for Back to the Future stuff, and I've been collecting other stuff that goes with it, like the Playmobil, and some of the other stuff I've got in that Back to the Future theme. So I just thought, you know, it'd be awesome to get this, and I know the Doc Brown's a little bit hard to get, so I found it on place online. And while I was there, I also got this awesome one that goes with it, the Marty. And it's okay, the box got a little bit of damage on the bottom. That's okay, because I'm going to be opening it. And this is really the one that kind of sold me on getting the figures, is the hoverboard and everything. And you can see them there, and the awesome job they did showing off Michael J. Fox's likeness. And yeah, I just love all the different parts. You got the Pepsi up there. You got the hoverboard and the stand for it. So a really cool looking figure. And I also have picked up another one that you might see in a future video. So that's Back to the Future stuffs. And those ones aren't too hard to find. Like I said, the Doc Brown's a little bit more difficult, but not too hard. Next I have a Power Ranger. So this is again from the Lightning Collection. Again, I say again because they're all from the Lightning Collection, which is funny because when they first announced this line, I thought, oh, okay, is there like the first series going to be called Lightning Collection and then the Thunder Collection or something? But no, they're all just Lightning Collection. I don't really know what that even means anymore. I guess they had to call it something to differentiate this line. But so I do have the Green Ranger that came with a putty, but he's single carded, and I'm kind of a you know, a big Power Ranger collector, so I wanted to get the single carded boxed, I guess not carded, boxed figure of Tommy, and I saw him online again, and I haven't seen it in stores yet, so I thought this is a great figure. And again, I'm a sucker for kind of a completionist, though I do know that like Target in the States has some ones that have like holographics on it. Not that much of a completionist, but I definitely didn't want to miss out on that figure. All right, so next we have some G.I. Joe. This is Flint, who is number 26, and you can see the awesome packaging art and the art in the back. He just came out. He was one that was big when I was a kid, because I kind of watched a lot of the series 2 G.I. Joe, where it was more based around some other characters like Flint. So I'm really glad to get him, and I love his weapons and everything. So that's that one. Sticking with the G.I. Joe, I have the original leader. We have Duke here, and you know, I think a lot of the G.I. Joes actually aren't, I say G.I. Joes, I mean the Joes, aren't you know, that difficult to get. It's more the Cobra and characters like Snake Eyes. But, you know, it's just nice to get them, and then, you know, because if you wait too long and then eventually you can see he's number 4, you know, then they'll be too hard to find. So, you know, just found a bunch of these on, actually got these from Walmart, so I was able to get a bunch of them. And keeping with that theme, we have Joegungho, so another Joe. He's got a lot of cool accessories. Now, you notice that the guns don't really have a lot of detail on them, but, you know, that's cool, though. I like the art on it, and he's number 7 in the line. But, you know, he's a cool-looking figure, though, and I definitely am glad to have him. And then one that I found, not from Walmart, from a different place, is the Red Ninja. And this one I haven't seen too often, so I want to make sure I got it before it got too hard to find and then you end up having to pay a premium at a toy show. So this one was number 8 in the line. You can see kind of the art on there. Again, the generic back art. But yeah, the Red Ninja is pretty sweet, sick looking. It's got a lot of cool ninja weapons. And it's a great looking figure. So that one I definitely wanted to make sure I grabbed. Next, we're going to have some Star Wars. So we have the vintage collection. First off, so we have Captain Rex from the Clone Wars. And I absolutely do love the vintage style cards, especially like with newer stuff, right? Like the Clone Wars. Captain Rex was one I found on an online store. And one that, a fairly popular character. And you can see he's 182. So, when you notice this, the higher numbers like this, it tells you that it's obviously going to be a newer character rather than, because I know they are reprinting a lot of characters. So you have to be careful. It's harder sometimes to find characters. Tell if they're like a new character or, if they're like a remake, reprint, or if they are a brand new character. And obviously something like Captain Rex, you might assume is new, but actually they did do a lot of Clone Wars figures before. So, but this one I know is new, again, based on the number. Next we do have, again, a remake. This is the Emperor's Royal Guard. And you can tell because the number is 105. So it's a relatively low number compared to some of the higher ones they've been making. But I did not grab this one the first time around, so I'm really excited to get it. And I think it was like exclusive to somewhere, so they were relatively hard to get the first time around. So I wanted to make sure I jumped on it. I love that, keeping with like the original ones, it uses like cloth cape instead of just plastic. You can see the guns and weapons and all that good stuff there. And then another one that I got that, again, you can see is a remake or a reprint, whatever you want to call them, reissue. It's going to be Han Solo and Endor gear. So I remember having this as like the original figures as a kid. I remember this Han Solo. This is kind of like with the Han Solo I had, and again you can tell the number is 62. So that's one of the lower ones. But it's awesome that they're remaking them, so collectors can get them that maybe didn't have a chance the first time around. This is pretty sick. And then here's one that I specifically ordered from one website, and I got a lot of stuff from them. Because I saw this in stock, is the Din Djarin, the Mandalorian figure, which is probably one of my favorite vintage collection figures that I own now, just because it comes with a little Yoda there, and includes the Mandalorian, the child, and it's just a really cool looking figure, right? And really excited to have that one in my collection. All right, so now we're going to move on to the larger scale figures. So let me grab. Let's see. First one here, we have one of the gaming greats. So this is from Jedi Fallen Order, Star Wars game that came out a few years ago. I actually have a couple that are from this game here. But the gaming greats are kind of exclusives. You don't necessarily see them in a lot of stores. I think it's mostly EB Games that has them. Though I know the Vintage Collection had some recently come out that were gaming greats. Prior to that, though, I believe there only were the Black Series 6-inch figures. But this was the Electrostaff Purge Trooper, which is got this nice, cool purple box. And it's just a really nice looking figure. And it's nice that we can get stuff from these games because, especially when they're made for the games like these kind of characters are. These troopers, you won't see them again, most likely, unless it's like a sequel or something. And then, a lot of times they don't make figures based on that. So I'm glad they're doing the gaming greats. It worked out really well. All right, so let's move on to something a little bit different in the Star Wars realm. So this is the ObiWan Kenobi Clone Wars 50th Lucasfilm anniversary figure. So what they're doing is they've done a bunch of stores have different exclusives that are done kind of like in a different. The packaging looks like the 3 3/4 figures, and but they're doing them in the Black Series 6-inch style. So Toys R Us had these ones. There was a set of 4, and they're not on the back. But there was a couple other Clone Wars characters like Anakin and a few other ones. And when I originally placed the order, they had sold out of Obi-Wan. Luckily, I was able to get them. But the other 3 came together, and then there was a week or so before this one shipped. So I was kind of worried this one may not get shipped because it had stuff before with Toys R Us, where it doesn't get shipped. The problem is you can see that there's a little bit of damage there on the back of the card, but not too bad. I have another one where it's a little bit damaged too. But shipping, that's why I'm kind of, just kind of accepting it at this point. Not much you can do about it. And why I love just buying in store, because I obviously have a lot more control over that kind of stuff. But yeah, this figure's awesome. I love the Clone War style, and it's got the original. And if you ever had the original figures that look like this is exactly how they looked, but obviously in a much smaller scale. But when it comes to this Lucas film 50th anniversary line here, they all have this logo. So I think Best Buy had like the Phantom Menace figures, and there's a set of 4 because they're always done in sets of 4, where you can get I think it's Mace Windu, a battle droid, Qui-Gon Jinn, and who's the other figure? Jar Jar Binks. I just looked over and that's how I saw them. So they come out with there's a variety of these ones that have come out so far, different exclusives. I know Amazon had some, I think that were like the original Star Wars The New Hope figures. Those ones are actually kind of hard to get. These ones I haven't seen in store yet. I've only was able to order them online. I think there was kind of a run on them. So these ones are a little bit rare, but definitely worth finding if you can get them. All right, so the last figures, let's go over the last few Star Wars ones. I'm just gonna pick them up at random. So we have from Attack of the Clones, we have the Phase 1 Clone Trooper. So again, this one I found online at a specialty store where I got my Mandalorian vintage figure. And this is one I haven't been able to find in stores. And it's just, a basic base Clone Trooper. Pretty awesome though. It is number 2 from Attack of the Clones, so they haven't made too many from that movie yet. Next, we have one of my least favorite movies, Rise of Skywalker. We have the Rey Dark Side version, which is a figure that when it was first shown, like in the trailers and teasers and stuff like that, was pretty exciting. Thinking that maybe she'll turn to the dark side and something cool will happen. And she has this double-bladed lightsaber that bends in the middle, that folds. And, of course, we saw, spoiler alert, that didn't end up actually happening. It was just a vision. So it was kind of disappointing in that regard, in that, the interesting aspect of the character wasn't actually there. So it's disappointing as a figure. It's cool to have it, though, like be made, that maybe you can, make your own story, where it is a little more interesting. Next, we have Ahsoka, and this is from the Star Wars Rebels, and I do have a couple of them. I know a bunch were reissued in these the newer Black Series style, and she's number 7 in this one. It's a little bit tricky tracking some of these down, but this is obviously going to be different, and I'm sure there's going to be one coming out from The Mandalorian that'll look more like the actress that portrayed her on the TV show, but this one is based on the Star Wars Rebel cartoon. So they took that design and kind of updated it, kind of like they did with my ObiWan that I had here, and made it look like if it was taking place in the real world. All right, and next we have another gaming grades. So this is another Jedi Fallen Order figure. So this is the Flametrooper. So pretty cool. It looks very much like a snowtrooper, but he's got a blowtorch instead. So pretty awesome. This again was an exclusive. This is 3 in the series for gaming grades. So got it from EV Games online. And, again, not one, it's tough with these gaming grades ones because sometimes you see them in stores and you're like, why did I buy it online? Other times, you never see them in stores, and if you didn't get them, you don't get them. Like the Purge Trooper, that one had come out earlier, and luckily I was able to find it in the secondary market for not too much money. But sometimes you do that, and you just don't find it. And lastly, the last thing I have here is a really awesome one. It is another gaming grades Jedi Fallen Order. It's Calcus, who is the protagonist of Jedi Fallen Order. So this is again another exclusive figure. I love that it's got the 2 lightsabers. It's got the little critter here, and then his partner in crime there. You can see on the art there is on his shoulder, where he sits for a lot of the game. This is kind of like I think it shows you kind of the hoodie that you can get as your character. I think it's from the beginning of the game, if I remember correctly. But really awesome figure. Pre-ordered this one a long time ago just to make sure I got it, and luckily for me, it came in store. So again, this is all stuff that I just got in the mail recently. I'm going to be doing a video for with all the stuff that I purchased in London as part of our trip. But that's going to be it for this video. So I hope you enjoyed seeing all the cool stuff I opened, and thanks for watching. Bye.